In this episode, Anthony Van Dyck. So I really can't get enough of Van Dyck, and this little vlog will exceed my 3-minute rule. The critic of the 1800s, Ruskin, said he is the greatest artist who embodies the greatest number of the greatest ideas in his work. That's Van Dyck. You can see my favorite Van Dyck, The Three Positions of King Charles I, right now in London until April 2018. In 2016, the Frick in New York had a Van Dyck exhibit with magnifying glasses. Our friends met us there and thought we brought our own magnifying glasses, which would be just wild, right? But there's no mistaking the mastery of his draftsmanship through the magnification. That's how good Van Dyck's portraits are in person. So Van Dyck was sort of a teen prodigy in Antwerp, Belgium. He was not Rubens' pupil, but employed by Rubens. This is actually a picture of what Rubens' house looked like in Belgium. And this is Peter Paul Rubens, the sophisticated badass. But Van Dyck found his way to London through the recommendation of the Earl of Arundel. The Earl didn't think it was possible that Van Dyck would leave Antwerp because he was from wealthy parents. But King Charles I was persuasive, and he offered him a pension, a studio, and a residence. So King Charles was an unsavory character, but he amassed the largest art collection of the time period. He sent agents of his court all over Europe to collect great pieces or commission up-and-coming artists. Among Charles's treasures were Italian masterpieces from the Gonzaga family of Mantua. This included great works by Titian, Mantegna, and Raphael. This painting by Titian of Charles V with his hound was perhaps the inspiration for this masterpiece by Van Dyck that was once owned by Madame du Barry and sold to Louis XVI, a king who was also beheaded during a great civil war. Le Roi La Chasse is considered one of the finest portraits in the world. This is truly one of the great masterpieces. When you see it in person, it's just heart-stopping. He would paint over 40 portraits of the king. Louis XIV's mistress, Madame de Montespan, actually recorded in her memoirs meeting the chancellor who was exiled from King Charles. Intimately, he said that King Charles is the very soul of candor, but no one is more deceitful than he. He fawns and smiles upon you, when in his heart of hearts he despises and loathes you. So the triple portrait, which I'm studying here, was sent to John Lorenzo Bernini in Rome. And this is the great Bernini right here. He used the painting to create a marble portrait bust. This was a collaboration of the greatest artists of the time. There are some recorded insights, mainly by Bernini. He did not like the idea of painting from another artist's interpretation. He preferred to work from life. He believed he actually saw something unfortunate in the countenance that Van Dyck presented. Many historians want to attach some kind of melancholic undertone to both Van Dyck and Bernini's work, since this king would be beheaded. The Bernini bust was lost long ago in a fire at Whitehall Palace. The mold for the bust was found in 1989. Plaster was poured into the mold, and the outcome is an amazingly playful, optimistic portrait. It's a very exciting counterpiece to the painting. Both artists depicted a head so fondly that would be removed. Bernini's actually has a floating quality, and the wing pattern beneath makes it almost angelic. Van Dyck would never know the king's fate. He died in 1641, untimely at 41 years old. Charles was beheaded in 1649. King Charles was beheaded. I'm saying that now.
So it looks really good. Would you walking like that?
Charles was beheaded.
Okay.